Right, little grumble here. Little grumble. On the 5th of April, I was travelling along the A30 on my Indian motorcycle. I was coming back from a nice day out over at Riders of Bridgewater, met a few mates over there, came back late in the evening because I did a bit of filming, and I was on my own. I tend to, especially on the dual carriageways now around Cornwall and Plymouth, I tend to have it in cruise control because there's so many speed cameras around now. They're just putting placements to catch you out. I was in cruise control 70. Now, just outside of Bodmin, there's a petrol station going out towards Exeter. It's called the Millpool Junction with an overpass. So you're coming up the hill off a sweeping bend, and then there's this bridge at the top of the hill, at the brow of the hill. There were 3 cars in the left-hand lane in front of me. Now I'm in cruise control at 70. I was slowly catching them up, so they were going slower than me. So they've coming up to this brow of the hill, and the sun is so bright behind because it's a nice sunny day. It's around 4:30 in the afternoon, so the sun's basically covering the bridge. So then last minute they spot this speed unit or this mobile speed camera sitting on top of this bridge. So there's been a concertina effect of these 3 cars slowing down, although they were already going the speed limit. It's a natural reaction. So I then had to think about an evasive manoeuvre or slow down myself. So I decided, I thought it was clear. I've pulled out and started accelerating. And then I've noticed there's this silver Range Rover hurtling up behind me. So I then decided I'll just accelerate in front of these 3 cars and pull back in. And that's what I did. So they've clocked me 81 miles an hour. Now, I did report this incident to 101 prior to getting the ticket. But I thought, he's going to have caught me. But I did put a complaint in because this was a dangerous placement of a speed camera unit, which caused this knock-on effect, which nearly caused a major accident. So the purpose of these units are to prevent accidents. That's what they're saying. But it's a pure money-making revenue scheme they've got going. So then I've basically put in reports and complaints to various departments. Nobody gets back to you. Bearing in mind this was the 5th of April and now we are the 23rd of May. So I put my initial complaint in on the 7th of April. I've then done several written complaints and then I've accelerated it as we've gone on. So now they send you a form. You have to admit you're a driver. So I did that. I admitted I was a driver. And then they send you the second form, which normally lets you admit the offence or contest the offence, get the evidence. But they don't do that anymore. You either have to book the course or take the points. No other option. So obviously I put another complaint in, and I've now got an instant raid with the professional standards department. But none of this complies with the guidelines of the National Police Constabulary units that are supposed to monitor this sort of stuff. So, I'm a little bit concerned, but they have finally sent me the photo I asked for. So I've asked for a photo at the time of the recorded speed, and I also asked for a photo of the number plate. And in both instances, I asked for the speed I was travelling and the distance from the bridge. So the one they've sent me saying the speed I'm doing from the front is registered at 81 miles an hour. And I was 360 metres from the bridge. And then they've sent me the picture of the number plate, but they haven't sent me what speed I was doing or what distance I was from the bridge. Now, I know at the bridge I was able to pull back in and reduce down. I flicked my speed cruise control off after the bridge, and I dropped it down to about 65 because it was a bad situation, and I did feel a little bit shaken up. But the picture they sent me of the front shows the 3 vehicles on the left-hand side, shows they're all driving far too close to each other, which confirms the concertina effect caused by the placement of this camera. And it also shows this flipping Range Rover at least about 1 to 2 bike lengths off the back of my bumper, or the back of the bike, which caused me to accelerate. So I've worked it out. 360 metres at 81 miles an hour is 10 seconds. So I've accelerated for 10 seconds, pulled back in. Now, you're taught to do this on bike safe courses, which are run by the police, and advanced rider courses. You accelerate to get around any dangerous situations that you are put in on a motorcycle, because you're a lot smaller than the other road users, etc. So they actually teach you on these courses to momentarily accelerate if it's safe to do so. And that is what I did. So yeah, it's now with the professional standards department. I've actually had an email finally from the road safety team after trying to contact them for over a month. They've extended my deadline by 10 days. But they haven't provided me all the information I've requested. So I'm writing back to them now just to say, look, can you put this on hold until you provide me all the information, and then you can consider all the information together. So if I've got to pay £100 and sit and do a course because I accelerated for 10 seconds, then so be it. But it's a bit of a joke. It's a purely money-making scheme, and it actually nearly caused, it was a near miss accident, so that would go on their statistics for dangerous incidents of why they put cameras in. It's the camera that caused it. But yeah, anyway, watch this space. I do have a video on my YouTube. I'll put a link on here where I actually talk a bit more about it, and I ride the course I did, and there's actual footage of the day it happened, although I didn't have my cameras on at the time, that particular time, because due to the incident and the near miss, I didn't have time to switch them on, and my dash cam's playing up a little bit. But I do have footage prior, the bridge prior and the bridge after, which shows the placement of the sun, and that it was impossible to see what was on that bridge at the time until you got really close to it, which yeah, is not a very safe thing to do. But yeah, see how it unfolds. Road safety.